deserve this. We roast in a moment. Here we go.
Welcome to the Long Distance Playbook here on the 14th of March. It's jam-packed. And we got my buddy Chris at his house, right? We got Jay. Jay's just not on camera right now. We got little Jay. And we've got our first returning guest, Mike Wise.
Gentlemen,
Mike, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, good to hear you. I was hoping Little Jay would come on because he might be a better guest. Hey, what's up?
I love it. Woo! I love it.
All right.
So Mike, how you been?
Yeah, I'm all right. Where is everybody? One's in Germany. One of you guys is in Florida, and one of
so Jeff. Yeah, so Jeff, the one who's in Florida, he's not with us today.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Germany along with Chris. We're just across towns.
Yeah.
And then you got Jay down in Italy.
Right. Jay's in Italy, right?
Yeah.
What part of Italy?
Enjoying life.
Vicenza is about 40 minutes from Venice.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys take those boats around?
You know what? Once you do it once, you pretty much it's out the way. It's not. It's like a touristy thing, basically.
Right.
But nobody.
But it is something that you have to do, right?
Yeah, something you have to do. But more people go to like Lake Garda or they go to some of the other places.
Right.
And get a regular boat. You don't need the skinny boat. You get a regular.
All right.
Well, normally we would start off honors of the week, but they had debates. We can debate all day, right? But to me, I think we should just jump right into the lightning round because we
let's debate it.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
Instead of having honor of the week,
you talking about Bam Adebayo?
Yes.
Absolutely. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I've covered the league for a long time. What is surprising to me is, and taking nothing away from him. What is surprising to me is that, Eric Spoelstra, the Heat coach, is behind. It's like really refused to apologize about it. Nobody's saying nothing about it, and it's like, wait a minute, the Heat, the whole Heat culture is like against that stuff. It's not about points. It's not about individual accomplishments. It's just about, and look, I get it. I mean, it is a great accomplishment. It doesn't matter when it happened, but at the end, I mean, oh my God, like where guys are missing free throws and trying to give it to him. That's not sports to me. I mean, that's just not sports. It's like that time when Michael Strahan got the sack record because Brett Favre fell down for him. Like, here, I'll give you the sack record. I'll fall down for that's not sports. That's just like I don't know. That's just me. But you guys might have differing opinions.
Okay, so
they
Mike,
do. They absolutely do.
I want to present this to you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Now, at the height of Shaq's powers,
yes.
If he could make a free throw,
yes.
Do you think he could have ended up getting a 70-point game or an 80-point game because of the way that he played?
Yeah, I mean, it was a different era. Obviously, it was more physical, but yeah. Didn't he have a couple 60-point games? I can't. I mean, shoot, I should know. I wrote his autobiography for him, but I'm trying to think if he had a 60-point. But yeah, I mean, if they really worked to do it, yeah, they probably could. I mean,
you think that David Robinson had a 70-point game, right?
David Robinson did, but they were trying to get him to get the scoring record at the end of the season or something like that. I remember that game. But I don't. There was. I mean, it's the the Onion, the satirical newspaper that has fun, like funny headlines and stuff like. Suburban man says, he ate 5 boxes of Fruity Pebbles and liked it, but they had a headline. It was I thought it was insensitive, but people thought it was so funny. They said, Bam Adebayo dies in helicopter crash. Laker fans are upset that it wasn't as bad as Kobe's. Come on.
Yeah, I saw that.
Come on.
And
no.
That's bottom of the barrel. So, but Laker fans were furious this week.
So here's my opinion, and to let you know, Mike, Shaq only had one 60-point game.
He did. Okay,
one 60-point game. Now here's my opinion: they all get paid. Every last one of those players are getting paid.
Yeah.
If you can't stop him, you got a problem, but you're getting paid millions to play basketball. You let one guy beat you.
That's fair, but the game was I get it, but Chris, there's some talk that there was that game was like arranged a little bit. And we don't want to cast too many aspersions, but that not everything that happened in that game was above board in terms of who let, and so I mean,
are we talking about the tanking?
Well, that's every team that's trying to get a lottery pick, sadly. But no, I'm talking about like engineering it so Bam was going to get that record. There's a moment, I don't know, there's a moment where there's this clip where Pat Riley congratulates him afterward, and he kind of jokingly says, like, he says like, I would have taken you out at 70. But that was not a joke. Riley did not like how that went down. And because that's, I don't know. Like, here's the thing. My thing is this: if you're the Heat from now on, I don't want to hear anything about your culture. Like your culture. When you're 500, how's the culture doing? You know what I mean? I
right.
hate that. Like, you win, you lose. Like, your culture could be great, and you just have sucky players. Like, I don't get that. So I guess that's my thing is. The Heat have kind of put themselves up on this pedestal of we work harder, we do the things the right way. And I don't know. I mean, like, what? Tracy McGrady had some crazy game once. It was over 70. I mean, it's like the thing is I think there will be a player that breaks Wilt's record, but it won't be a big man. It'll be like a 3-point shooter. It'll be like the next Steph Curry that they just don't care. They just keep giving him the ball.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people thought Clay was going to do it years ago when he had 60 at the end of third.
And he took him out.
Right.
But you got to remember too, right? He got to make the shots. He's got to make the shots.
No, you're right. But Chris, one of them was like a running 3-pointer. It hits the rim, and then they get the rebound. They go, "Hey, shoot another one!" Like, oh my god! And they were blowing them out.
All right, so Mike, do you
for context?
71. We seen the 100 one.
Hold on, I'm going to plug my thing. Hold on one second. I'm going to make sure I plug this in.
All right. So Mason and Chris,
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
do you have any idea what the college record is for most points in a game?
I don't know. Now off the top of my head.
The college record?
Do you know what the college record is offhand?
Oh, I think it's like Freeman Williams or one of these crazy U.S. Reed or something. It's got to be. It's got to be crazy. It's some dude at some little Baptist college or something.
It was Cornell's college or something, but he was 52 of 108 from the field. He was 27 of 71 from three-point land. And he had 138 points for the game. Jack.
Why is one person taking that many shots in the game?
Hey man, look, small college.
Yeah.
Small college.
But Mike, to get back on the subject, right?
He was this little white dude, and we're not talking Austin Reeves. We're not talking Steve Nash. We're talking some scrub that me and you could post up in a city league game and give him 20.
That's funny. He looks like Jimmer Fredette.
Yeah, he's a Jimmer wannabe.
Hey, I like Jimmer for that. He was a baller in college.
Yeah,
he just didn't translate to the
I
NBA.
love Jimmer Fredette until he played in that 3-on-3 in the Olympics and just blew our chances at the gold medal.
Wow.
How did they have 3-on-3 in the Olympics?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, sorry, but so where are you, Mason, on the whole Bam Adebayo thing?
All right, I'm glad you asked, right? Because we was debating about this 2 nights ago, gentlemen, and Mike, me and you are about the same. All right, so is it an accomplishment? It's an accomplishment to score 83 points in an NBA game, absolutely, right? But is it, I don't know, to me, elite with the champion? Absolutely not, right? There's no record broken, well, besides the amount of free throws he shot, right? But he didn't break the most points in a single game, right?
Yeah, he got second best.
Right, he got second best. And on top of that, they played the Wizards. If they would have been playing maybe a playoff team, and he would have done that.
Who did Kobe do? Who did Kobe do it against?
Toronto.
When they were the bottom of the barrel with the Wizards.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I will say this: Kobe did it in January, which is still meaningful. I hate to say it, March in the NBA may be the most meaningless month in the history of the sports calendar for a couple of reasons. It's always the Wizards. I love that. Because teams just don't care. Teams don't care in March. You're either trying to tank or you're trying to rest guys to get them ready for the playoffs. So, they always say, the NBA regular season doesn't matter. Well, I don't believe that, but I do believe March doesn't matter.
But see, I was going to say, I don't think it was honors of the week. Go ahead, Jay.
You're not going to even put it on honors of the week?
That was the debate.
On honors of the week, but it's honorable mention.
No. It has to be honors. The thing is, just like Mike Wise was saying, March does it really matter some of these games in March because they're so meaningless? But it shows the fans you never know if you show up what you're going to see on any given night.
Where were you?
Some might have the golden hand on fire, and just go off. Yeah. And that's something special about sports in itself. And the fact that it wasn't a marquee name, it wasn't Harden, it wasn't a top 10 player that you think it was going to get 80 points. It's like, Bam? What? Bam has this amount? And from the people I talked to, once they heard that he had so many points in the first half, they started to tune in. And they started going for Bam because they know Bam is not that guy. And for him not to be that guy, that night, he was that guy. And everybody should remember this. No matter what position you play, it could be your night.
But what
You're
do you
right.
mean Bama's not that guy?
Bama's not that guy.
Because in Miami, Bam is the guy.
Yeah. To piggyback on that thought, Jay, you're right. You'll never know what you see against the Wizards. Come on now. Oh my God. They won 16 games. Oh geez. Like Bam, the funny thing was Bam was like, if Kobe was here, he'd be happy for me. Kobe's turning over in his grave right now. He's just going, what? Bam out of body. What? It wasn't Steph Curry. It wasn't Luka. It wasn't. Oh my God! What is wrong with the league?
It makes the Kobe accomplishment seem just a bit smaller.
Now those are fighting words. Mason, go after him. I'm not one of those points dudes anyway. I mean, if it's a game that matters and it's right at the end, like for instance, I was more impressed with Kobe's last game where he got 60 at his age and he won the game against the Jazz when they were down like 7 or 8 in the final minutes. I was more impressed with that than I was because he had to make clutch shots. So wait, is that you weighing in with the
No,
That's Jeff.
that is Jeff.
That's actually Jeff.
Oh, Jeff.
Tampa.
Oh, Jazzy
Yes.
Jeff.
Yep.
Jazzy Jeff weighing in. Okay.
So
I believe it's an honor of the week because it's not something that you see every day. This is not this is talking points.
Yes.
Hey, he scored 83 points. Would it have been an honor of the week if he scored 80? Yes, it still would have been an honor. The bad part is he didn't do it against the Knicks or the Celtics or OKC. He did it against the Wizards. So I'm just saying, everybody has to be, they all getting paid to play. And you got to think about it. How embarrassing is that as a Wizard player to be on the receiving end of 83 points?
Yeah.
all your time in the DC area, Mr. Mike Wise, and you've seen a lot come through there. How low is this got to be for the DMV?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's sad because DC at its core is a basketball city, and if you ever everybody loves to talk about the Commanders and John Riggins back in the day. Yeah, people got into that, but DC, DC is Len Bias, DC is Allen Iverson, DC is the Hoya Destroyers and the great Maryland teams, including the one that won the national championship, and there's all these small guys. George Mason was the first real team since Larry Bird's Indiana State team to go to the Final Four. That was a mid-major, and so it's depressing in a way because I've seen it when it's really loud in that building, and it's weird. The NBA is weird because like you're either rebuilding and in the lottery or you're trying to contend. Anything in the middle is the worst place you can be almost, because you're not getting the draft pick, you're not going to become an elite team anytime soon, and but the Wizards just keep getting lottery picks. Like they didn't improve anything. Well, they got the worst possible pick they could last season, but it's just amazing to me how nobody wants to go there as a free agent. Like DC is a great. I mean, yeah, it's got some problems now and everything, but DC is a great city, and that whole area is great to live in. So that's kind of depressing that nobody like people would rather go to almost San Antonio as a free agent than they would DC.
So since you've been on the show the last time,
Yeah.
Anthony Davis, Trey Young go to the Wizards.
Yes.
Right? So that's hope, right? You think it's hope, but Trey Young didn't play, and for I don't know how many days or how many nights, he had more technical fouls than minutes played. How he got a tech? He wasn't even playing and got a technical and got kicked out the game. That's a Washington Wizards stat.
Yeah, that's. Sometimes I feel like decent players in DC are just trying to do things to get themselves out of town. Like I don't want to be here. I'm just gonna get out of here. I'm gonna do something dumb. I'm gonna bring guns into the locker room. Oh my God.
Wow. That's
crazy. No, it's depressing because you'd think they would, they would be there. I mean, they were on the cusp with John Wall and Bradley Beal of really being good. They were, they went to that game 7 with the Celtics. They were a game away from, if they won that game, they would have went to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since like the 79 or something. And so, but then everything went south again. So it's, it's a weird, I don't know. Can you imagine my son? He's been a Wizard fan all his life. All he knows is losing. I'm convinced he's going to be unemployed and homeless in another 10 years.
Wow.
But there's going to be hope. There's hope.
Yeah, there's
always hope.
Yeah, there's hope for a shelter. That's it. Oh, I'm kidding, Oliver. I don't mean that. I think he's listening in the other room.
Wow. So March Madness is upon us.
It is.
And any teams that you feel that are on the bubble right now, looking in, that might get in?
Yeah, those guys are so good. The Joe Lenardis and the Jerry Palms, all those dudes that do they literally, that's their whole life for years. They just do bracketology. And like, if you call it the things, like literally you'll find that some of them aren't even wrong. Like they get everything right. So, so for instance, Oklahoma was on the bubble last night. Well, they lost a heartbreaker to Arkansas. And so they're out now. They won't be in. They won't be in it. I always like those mid-major teams. But what pressure! You have to win your conference tournament, or you're not getting in. Unless you're like Miami, like who's 30-1 and 31-1 or whatever it is, and they're they're not gonna. They're probably gonna. But even them, like they were the only unbeaten team all year. And they're going to be like an 11 seed. So, so it's wild how, it's wild the teams that get in and don't get in. I think this year it's weird because I feel like there's a number of teams that could win it, but every time I think a team can win it, I see them and they just play like dog, and I can't figure it out. I mean, this is the first year I've watched a lot of college basketball in a long time. And I can't figure out who, I mean, I like Arizona, but they got weaknesses. I like Kansas, but they've got, and that's another weird. Have you guys seen Darren Peterson play?
I watched it last night too.
Yeah.
When you bring up Arizona, they squeaked out that win against Iowa State. I think Iowa State had a better pull to be a championship contender more than Arizona, even though the records don't say it. But they lost by 1 point.
Yeah.
On last second shot. So when I was looking at it, I was like, "Hey, well, I've been watching Iowa State. I've been watching how they play." And they can stack up to a lot of these top tier teams. Maybe not against Florida, but the rest, they will give the rest of these teams problems.
So Iowa State's your pick if you had to fill out a pool right now?
I would look. Yeah, they would be in my Final Four for sure.
Okay.
But also depends on probably what they have to go through as well, too, right?
I guarantee you, Iowa State will end up being one of the highest rated 2 seeds.
Yeah. Yes. If I had to say, Duke, Arizona, Florida, and I think UConn are probably going to be the number 1 seeds.
Now, I don't think UConn's going to get it.
You don't think UConn's going to get a number 1 seed? Wait, who's the other team then?
No.
It's going to be Florida, Michigan.
Oh, Michigan. I left out Michigan. You're right.
And
Houston.
Yeah.
So Houston. Thank you, Jeff. About time you kind of contributed to this program. That you're getting paid millions to be on. You're getting paid nothing as a guest. Okay. Houston, UConn, Duke, and Arizona. And so I'm sorry, Houston, Michigan, Duke, Arizona, and UConn is on the number 2 seed on the 2 line, and who else? Iowa State. But anyway, this Darren Peterson, he's supposed to be the number 1 pick for Kansas. There was a game where I saw him just take over the game earlier this season. I don't know, it was against BYU or somebody. The other day, I look at him now and I go, that's the number 1 pick? Like, you get a better number 1 pick out of this draft? I might take Cameron Boozer.
You just had to relax.
Cameron Boozer, I like it. I like that, but I think Peterson's a good one, but Cameron Boozer, they big men right now haven't been translating well in the NBA to me. Guard play has been, but I don't see it. I think it's gonna go between Peterson and
DeBonsa.
Well, I heard DeBonsa coming back.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
How do you come back? I mean, God bless the Mormons. And if any of you guys are Mormon, I respect that religion. I grew up on it in Hawaii because my best friend was Mormon in Hawaii. But I'm telling you right now, if DeBonsa is going back, how do you go back to BYU? They have a rule against premarital sex. How are you going to be that? How are you going to be one of the number 1 players in college and not dating or not going?
Money talks.
Like a great prize fighter. You don't want to do any of that stuff before you're fighting in the midst of all the action. So there you go. You don't. I don't
think that's. I think Magic won NBA titles by hitting everything in this
in the Los Angeles area.
In the Los Angeles area. I mean, he literally might be the father of our country, and we don't even know it. No.
Wilt Chamberlain will beg to differ. Mr. Wilt.
Oh, Mr. Wilt. Yeah, they said he. By the way, he said he was with 19,000 women. Like you would like it was like 0.8 per day or something that you would have to have. Like that was when you started being sexually active. Like Jay. I don't want you to listen to any of this part of the podcast, okay? I see little Jay back there. No, that's all right. I'm good. But yeah, I don't want to take it down the road because then you guys would get censored, and then Hegseth will call. You guys won't have a podcast.
So
no, you're good. You're good. Look,
in your opinion. Out of the 4 number 1s, which team scares you the most that will probably get knocked out in the first or second round, if possible?
Oh.
That's a good one. Oh.
I say Arizona.
You think Arizona? I think Arizona after last night.
I'm not big. I think Arizona has the best chance of getting beat. I mean, because as of right now, right, if everything lines up, they've got Iowa in their bracket as well. So
Yeah, that's a good upset
it's going to
pick.
be, yeah.
You have any surprise teams for us?
Yeah, I think of all the years that people think Gonzaga has not got the ammo, I feel like I feel like they always win that tournament, and I feel like they don't have like surefire number one pick guys now. Maybe late rounds, but I don't know. I like that, and just the way they play, I think they could give a lot of teams problems. And I wouldn't be surprised if Gonzaga, I don't know, Final Four, but maybe Elite Eight. I could see them making a run. I got no faith in UCLA. You know,
They
it's
going
weird.
down today.
I always like think Michigan State is going to be nothing, and they end up finding a way. I never bet against Tom Izzo in the tournament. I mean, if he gets a good draw, they could go a couple rounds. Maybe, does he get to the Final Four? Probably not. I don't know. Is there a team out there that really, who I think could go, and they're not a surprise. I mean, they're ranked in the top 20, but Calipari's Arkansas team, man, that guard Acuff, have you seen that guy? He's like a mini Iverson, and he just has a knack for the big moments. And so I wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas, ended up in the Final Four.
Yes.
In the Final Four?
Yes. I'm going to say right now on this program for the next, because I will be a returning guest again. There will be, I will say right, and you guys can make fun of me. I believe Arkansas will be a Final Four team.
Okay.
So I got to address something that Jeff has put in there because he knows I'm a diehard Illinois fan. We are not a conference team. We don't win conference championships, but we will win in the Big Dance, and we'll end up somewhere around Sweet 16. But I can't say that for Virginia because they're the first and only one seed to be beaten by 16. So as you taking your shots at me, remember your past.
Did Jeff go? Is Jeff from Virginia?
Yes, he is.
Him and Jay.
He suffered with me. Me and him went to the same high school.
Well, that's cool. But I tell you what, I mean, it's still one of from losing the first team would lose to a number 16 seed and then come back and win the national title the next year. I mean, holy Toledo. And the way they won that national title, oh my God. There were two games, I don't know, there was one, maybe it was against Purdue or something. There were a game, they were done. And, and then what's his name? Kyle, he had to hit 3 free throws to get them to the Final Four, didn't he?
Yes. And that's what, we win stuff that no one expects us to do it.
Well, y'all look, I expect y'all to do exactly what y'all gonna do tonight. Take this L.
Oh, he's calling a Duke blowout. Chris is calling a Duke blowout.
Yeah, I'm a Michigan fan when it comes to basketball. Ramil Robinson, I'm not sure you remember Ramil Robinson back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And but Michigan's my team, but it just seems like just a Chris Webber timeout. Things just seems to be more Virginia-esque when it comes to their basketball program.
So with Michigan, I am not a Michigan fan. I can't stand Michigan. But if they don't figure it out today, they're going to run across the same problem that Illinois ran across last night. That doggone, I think his name, they had 30, both guards had 30 points last night.
Wow.
And that is crazy in college.
Yeah.
So
And you know what's gonna eat up Cooper Flag too? If Duke wins it this year, I could see Duke winning it this year. People hate Duke, but man, that team, man, they play some defense, and they just got the pieces. I mean, they Cameron Boozer's obviously, they're all around best player, but gosh, if Isaiah Stewart were on any other team in America, he'd be averaging 50. I mean, that guy can shoot from anywhere. I don't know. I feel like Duke. I would put Duke in my Final Four. Duke, Arkansas, Arizona, and let's call it Miami of Ohio. No, I'm kidding. They might get around.
Hey, look, I guarantee if they're 11 seed playing a 5, they can beat them. That's just like I think St.
Well, right now they're projected to play number 6 Wisconsin.
Yeah, but
I think that's just projections.
But I think they can beat them.
I was just gonna say a surprise team, Wisconsin. After what they did against Chris's Illinois team last night, yesterday. I think Wisconsin. Do you guys not agree with me? Like, if Wisconsin is playing like to their potential, they could beat almost any other team in the country.
I agree with that statement. If they play up to their potential, but it depends on which Wisconsin team shows up.
Yeah,
but you got, like I said, I think here's the funny part, right? St. Louis is going to get into the big dance as an at-large, even if they don't win the conference championship. And you should be afraid of that, because that means a team like Dayton or VCU gets in. And I've watched both of those teams play. They all play similarly the same.
Yeah.
And they're not trying to shoot mid-range jumpers. They're shooting threes and taking it to the cup.
Yeah.
And that can give a lot of teams problems if you ain't ready for that and you ain't got the front line to shut that down.
All I want to say is this is the best. This is the best month of the sporting calendar. I love the NCAA tournament. I mean, I love the NBA playoffs. It'd be like my close second, but the NCAA tournament. I mean, we're not even talking about somebody that's going to be on everybody's lips in about 2 weeks, and they're going, "Oh, did you see?" I mean, nobody outside of Del Curry ever heard of Steph Curry in 2008. I was on my couch watching, and I was supposed to go to the regional tournament after the first round, and Georgetown played Davidson in the second round that year. And I was like, because Georgetown's a DC area team, so the Washington Post was sending me to wherever their next regional was. I think it was Michigan. And Steph Curry just shot down Georgetown, and all of a sudden I'm going, what? And all of a sudden, and then he's like, shoot, he should have. If he took that shot against Kansas, they probably would have went to the Final Four. And that was like sort of the birth of like the nation knowing about Steph Curry outside of Davidson and small world North Carolina, and so Steph Curry, and so that to me is like there's going to be some guy that we don't even talk about now that it's going to be like, oh my god, like, and so that I love.
It's all about showing up when the time is right.
So, question for you: for your time working games for the Washington Post, what is NBA or college? What is the most impressive game that you covered?
Well, if it was just a big time game, like people know about, like I was, had a great seat courtside for Game 6, 1998, Utah, Chicago, and everybody in their mind. In fact, you're going to love this one. Like, so Mike Wilbon and I, we're colleagues at that time. He was still working for the Washington Post. He wasn't just doing PTI, and he And he knew Jordan going back to Chicago because like Wilbon's from the South Side, and he like covered him a lot, and he just knew his whole career, and they were almost friends. But like he's next to me, you know, and we're watching, and Jordan must have missed 10 shots leading up to that ending, and he goes, he's done. Like Wilbon goes, he's done, and I'm like, yeah, he looks done. And I'm going, but you never know, it's Michael. And he goes, no, he's done. And he goes down to the press room and starts writing his story, not even watching the end of the game. I'm sure he saw it on the television inside the press room, but I was like, and then all of a sudden it happens. And the amazing thing about that game is people like the shot it was incredible. And just to see the whole, like a place that loud, that was the loudest arena in the league at the time, the Delta Center in Salt Lake, just go dead quiet. I mean, the whole state went dead quiet. But what got me about that whole thing was people forget about this. Scottie Pippen's back had gone out. All right. He was probably not going to play game 7. The Bulls lose that game 7. They just don't have enough, you know. So if Jordan doesn't do it there, they're not winning a 6th title that night. Maybe he comes back another year and they win. They do not win a 6th title in Game 7 that night. You know, the Bulls were done. They were shot, and somehow Jordan willed them to victory. And that was amazing just to be there. And it was like I couldn't believe it, you know. And so, and it's when you remember when The Last Dance came out, that documentary. The New York, because it was so popular, the New York Times reran my story from like the game 6, you know, on the inside, like my game story of Jordan winning it all, which was kind of cool. And so, you know, so there would just be something like that would happen. But I've been blessed to see some amazing games, and you know, there's so many impressive ones. I will say, you know, if I had to go back to like one of the most clutch performances ever, I mean, my gosh, LeBron James winning Game 7 at Golden State and that block on Iguodala. I mean, that Chasetown block in Game 7 oh my God, that was just incredible. And then Cleveland, you know, that was their first championship since Jim Brown won a championship for the Cleveland Browns. That city was all into it, and I was happy for LeBron, and he wanted to bring a title back to Cleveland. That was his best shot. And, man, he took it and he ran with it. And then, oh, my God, Kyrie pulled a Steph on Steph. I mean, he just like that 3 is still amazing. And so being, you know, even though the press seats weren't as good back then, that was still an amazing moment to be a part of that. I'll give you. You want one good anecdote about like you'll like this one. Like we're sitting. I mean, back in the day, like they would put all the writers right on the press row. They wouldn't try to sell those seats. So we're like, I'm covering the Jazz and the Knicks, and it's and the Knicks are up like by 8, and it's the Ewing, Mace, Oak Knicks, and you know, it's a full-on battle. It's like mid '90s, late '90s, and it's like like 4 minutes left in the game, and the Knicks are up by like 8 or 9 points, and Stockton and Malone come out of the timeout when Jerry Sloan's one of these dudes. He doesn't care who you are. He's like, you motherfucker. He was just going off on him. Anyway, so like Stockton takes the ball out. Malone takes the ball out and looks at Stockton, and Stockton goes, like I can just see them mouth to each other. Like, and Stockton looks at Malone. He goes, "Let's go. Let's fucking go right now." And Malone looks at him back and he goes, "Let's do this right now." And it was so cool. They just took over the game. Like it was like 2 guys on a playground deciding that they were going to take over the game, and they did, and they won the game. And I was like, that was awesome. 2 Hall of Famers just like communicating in the moment and saying like they were going to do this, and like it didn't matter if it was Ewing, Mace, Oakley, Starks, whoever was on the court that day for the Knicks, they couldn't stop them.
Yeah, to me, I think it's sad for the youth that are coming up today and watching the ball that they're watching, and for us that can really remember the dream team and the players in the league, but then going to the Olympics and having that elite type of talent. And like, it's not even to me. I'm not sure how it is for you, but to me, it's not even comparable to what it was back then.
Yeah. I think my memory still, like I couldn't give Michael Jordan his props until he won. Like, I was such a Bird Magic guy. And I just, those were like the last guys I took down off my wall before I became a journalist. I was still a fan. But it's weird. It's weird you say that, Jay, because I love a lot of the players in the game now. Like, I would pay to watch a bunch of the players in the game now, and they are more skilled. But my thing with the NBA now, which is hard to watch for me, is just it's like copycat. Like, everybody kick and penetrate. I'm gonna, it doesn't matter. Like, you can find a dude right under the basket, and instead of like an up and under move, he's figuring out a way to kick it out to the corner for a three because it's all statistics and metrics. And I'm like, what about that? Like when a guy got older, and you saw it at playground too. When a guy got older, maybe you lost your vertical, but you learned more about trajectories and angles and how you could like finesse a shot in a little jump hook or whatever. Like those plays are gone, and because of it's all 3 and D, and it's like I just feel like too many teams play the same way. And that's the part of the NBA that I don't like. And the regular season does not matter like it used to. It just
lacks, in my opinion, like I said, it lacks toughness, the interior play. There is no, I'm going to take over this game like in football where the interior line is taking over a game. By the fourth quarter, wears you down. There is not that.
Which brings us back to Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo's not getting 83 in the 90s. Like, got 16 in that game. But anyway.
He might pick up the 15th, though.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Hey, Chris and Mason, I need to let y'all know something. Back when Mike Wise was on the ESPN radio, not ESPN radio, but he was in, I think it was the Fan in DC back in, what's this say, 98-ish, 99-ish, right around there. I was a teenager. They used to have trivia, and you could get a free lunch. So I would call up, and I would answer the trivia. I would get it right. I would keep changing my name because you could only win once a month. I would change my name. I would wear a hat. I would wear a hoodie, and I would come in, and Mike Wise is like 6'6", 6'7". How tall are you, Mike?
No, I'm not that tall. I'm like 6. I'm like 6'4".
Well, to a teenager,
like
myself, you look 6'7" to 6'8" to me.
Okay.
When I came in. There's no way he remembers me coming in because I'll be wearing different stuff. But it was always cool. His intro was the Magnum PI intro.
That's right.
to his show. And once you heard it, okay, all right, Mike's coming on. We're going to listen to it. Boom, boom, boom. And he was a big, intricate part of sports radio blowing up into the XM, the Sirius. Before that, if it wasn't for him and all those guys that led the way, sports talk, radio, TV wouldn't be what it is today unless it was for guys like Mike Wise and for all the rest of the ones that put in the hard work and dedication, the sports journalists. The journalists, they put the sports journalists on the radio, and you would hear, Roy Feinstein would come in, Tony, Mike, just different sports journalists give you their opinion, and they were actually covering these games. And for little kids, before we went to college and said this is what we wanted to do, we wouldn't miss it. And you couldn't go to YouTube or anything. You had to be there, and you had to listen to what the professionals were saying. And what was the doing with Dick Schaff, the reporters?
Yeah, the sports reporters.
So
back in the day,
yes, crucial.
Yeah, well, I'm flattered. That's very nice of you to say. I don't remember that you were winning all those free lunches. Or I would have said something. But that's very nice of you to say, Jay. Yeah, it's for me. I've been blessed. I wasn't good enough to play at the next level, but I figured this was the closest thing I could do to get, the closest job I could do to get close to it. So yeah, thank you. And yeah, and it's fun for me. It's look, everybody knows where the world is now. To me, sports is like one of those things that gives a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that piece.
Yeah,
that is good talk, and it keeps the entertainment value up, especially amongst your friends when you're having conversations. Have these little crazy debates.
Yeah.
Nobody's
firebombing the other person after we argue about Bam Adebayo.
Right.
That's right.
Oh, well, thank you guys for having me on again.
Oh, sir, anytime.
Hey, anytime.
All right. Let's do something before the NBA playoffs.
Definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
Okay.
All right. I gotta jump.
All right, sir.
All right, Mike.
Again today.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I gotta take my son to basketball. All right, see you guys.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye. All right, so we're gonna take us a little small commercial break. We'll be right back with the Long Distance Playbook.
Welcome back. Jay, I think we've lost Chris. He might be coming back online here shortly. I'm not sure just yet, but that's okay. We got to keep moving, right, Jay?
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed.
All right. Once again, we want to shout out to Mike Wise for being on the show. Always a pleasure. However, we're going to change sports a little bit real quick. All right. The World Baseball Classic is currently going on. There's been some ups and downs for multiple teams, right? Thankfully, the U.S. is still in it. Right now,
I'm surprised.
they did. But that's what, it shows that other countries they can play baseball, right? But it also highlights that just because you think you should run in there and beat everybody, that sometimes you need a reality check.
Yes, definitely.
And I think that's what happened, right? We'll see. Puerto Rico, they're playing Italy tonight, or I guess tonight here, today in the States. Also later today, you got Venezuela at Japan, right? Now, obviously, the World Baseball Classic is currently being played in the States. So it's just Japan will be the home team, okay? And then it looks like tomorrow the United States is playing Dom Rep. I suggest you tune into it. It looks like it's going to go. I'm trying to cheat, but it looks like it's going to go all the way to the 24th of March. So we might be even highlighting this again next week. So what's your thoughts on it though, Jay, so far?
I think really important for not to underestimate some of these teams. And it's good to see teams show up and show out on the big stage. And it gives more of a world appeal. And then what that does is it gives more sponsorship. It gives more dollars to that. And then you get better all around play because you're drawing from a bigger pool. So who knows in the next 3 or 4 or 5 years, we might get more Italians or more teams that show that they have talent. So these Major League Baseball teams are going to bring more scouts to different locations that they normally wouldn't show. Okay. So, with me being here in Italy, they have baseball. Right. They have, they play it almost year round, especially in the southern part of Italy. Baseball is year round down there. They don't take any breaks. So it's all the hard work and the dedication is showing up. And when you have teams like us that, okay, well, who we playing? The Italians? Oh, nah, they're not known for. We're just gonna take it easy. We're gonna coast and we'll skate by and we'll play against the next team after we dust them off. Then we're gonna go ahead and play X, Y, and Z. And guess what? They let the Italians take their lunch, and then so it was a wake up call. And since then, it seems like the team has rallied around and they started playing better defense. Offense has been there, and the pitching's been there.
Yeah. I mean, because when you think international players, right, in baseball, you think
Caribbean.
Huh?
I'll say the Caribbean area, Japan, Korea.
I was gonna say Japan, Korea, right, or like Dom Rep, Puerto Rico. I mean those places, right? You don't think of Italy. You don't think of Venezuela, even though they're capable of doing it, right? Let me see what other teams are currently in there. I think that's really the top teams right now, and they're waiting because the United States beat Canada, so the United States is going to be playing Dom Rep in the semifinal. So we're waiting on the other games to finish up. With
Yeah,
that,
it's a good thing. It's good for the league. It's good for its growth, and that's what you want is growth, especially for baseball. And baseball is one of our is considered our national pastime, and it seems like it's been stagnant because of the growth of basketball and American football worldwide.
yep.
So
No, I agree. I agree, and it's good to because how do you get more people? How do you draw in more fans? Well, you make it more competitive, right?
yes,
You got to draw that interest. So, 100%. Um, we was talking earlier though about the boys basketball, and rightfully so, right? However, let's to our viewers, let's not forget the women's college basketball. They're gonna have their bracket as well. All right. Now everybody can say, oh, well, it's predictable, right? Because the girls are more fundamental or whatever. You could say what you want, right? However, tune in. There are always will be an upset. And when that upset happens, it kind of puts the other teams on notice.
yep.
And that's what's great about March Madness is it's called Madness for a reason because if it was just the best teams kept moving forward, then it would be March boring, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, you're a number
Yeah.
one seed. All right, we'll see you in the finals. Well, that's March boring. We don't want to always see that. Sometimes you want to see an upset. So you want to see the little man on the totem pole or the lower school finally like who is this school? Where are they at? Where are they located at? So get some
A team,
exposure.
a team gets hot. That's a fifth seed or a sixth seed, and that's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. To our viewers, we will be doing our own bracket here on the show. And Jay, you sent me a link or something, right? You're saying one of our guests has invited us to do a bracket with them. Am I correct on this?
Yes. So it's going to
Okay.
be Jeff Miller. So he's been with us. He's been with us for a while now, and so it's going to be nice to see how everybody is. You know, we don't want to think that we have bias when it comes to these teams, but a lot of times where you grew up and the region you're from, oh man, best basketball is the SEC. Nah, man, Pac-10. Oh, the West Coast basketball is so much better than the East Coast. So people really believe that. They really believe that. I mean, they grew up in Kansas. Ain't nobody plays basketball better than people in Kansas. So it just depends on what region you grew up, and you saw. And believe it or not, each region had their time. They had their day, and at the top of the mountain. And you know, for a long time, Coach K and Duke, Dean Smith, North Carolina, that was the epitome of college basketball for a good 15 to 20 years. Before that, you had the Big East. They wanted to claim their stake.
Yeah.
Pac-10, UCLA, they had that, unbelievable run with Coach Wooden,
Yep.
Kareem, and Bill Walton, and some of those guys. So you could just, depends on when you grew up, when you started watching the fundamentals of basketball. That's kind of how you kind of gravitated to what your view is of good basketball, the best basketball.
Yeah. Yeah. And we will be publishing our brackets. I don't know exactly how we're going to do that, but we will publish our bracket before our show next week. So stand by on that. Even if I have to get emailed all the brackets and I'll go live and tell everybody, we'll
So
figure
are
that
we
part out.
for the ones that wanted to do the brackets? So are we going to invite them and they could just send them their emails and then we can just put it out to them if they want to join us?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We're welcome for any and all fans to join us in a March Madness bracket. Please make it fun. Give you some bragging rights if you beat us.
You know what?
So
You never know who has the inside information when it comes to some of these teams, and they know something that we don't. And it always is like that.
Yes.
Somebody knows somebody's cousin that has that hurt ankle that ain't telling nobody. His ankle's hurt.
What do you mean he's sitting out?
Always. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how they're going to end up. I love Mike Wise to death, but Gonzaga, really? Are they really going to be able to climb the mountain? I mean, to me,
so I'll tell you this. In that defense, right? Looking at Gonzaga, looking at the bracket now, if everything, this is projected, right? If everything was 100%, like, yes, this is the team that's playing and everything else, right? Gonzaga doesn't have a bad shot because in the Portland bracket, you got BYU, you would have SMU or Texas, and then you would have UC Irvine with the Gonzaga, right? I'm not convinced any of those teams could beat Gonzaga. BYU's not bad, but I'm not convinced that BYU would be the only team that give Gonzaga the run for the money, right?
But so
it's all about matchups. It's
I don't think we're really worried about like the West Coast team that Gonzaga has to play. It's the Michigans and the Dukes and all the rest of from the west of the Mississippi, east of the Mississippi River. We're talking about.
But see, right now they're projected in the West, right? And guess who the number one seed is in the West?
Houston,
Arizona,
okay. See,
and and I'm sorry, and unless Arizona figures it out, right? Granted, they're number one seed. They've had a great season. We can't ever overshadow that, right? However, like we said, it's about matchups, right? No. And I don't see Arizona being able to make it all the way, especially with Michigan State's, your Gonzaga, Tennessee. They're going to I think Arizona's going to find a bump in the road sooner rather than later. And we'll see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, welcome, Jeff.
What's going on, Tampa?
Hey, just ripping and running. You know how it goes.
I hear you.
Spring break for the kids, so I had to bring one back to school, and the other one's going to St. Pete Beach with some of her friends. Busy morning.
Okay.
So you heard a little bit about the Washington Wizards and Mike Wise had.
Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry I missed him because I'm like, it had to be the Wizards. When I saw 31 points in the first quarter, I was like, yep, Wizards. Mm-hmm. No surprise. But to your point, Jay, as soon as you said that, as soon as you saw people started watching the game and how it drew interest when you figure out how many points he had. When I saw 31 points in the first quarter, I said, I got to pay attention now. I got to see what's going on. No surprise it was against the Wiz.
No heart?
No heart. No. They're trash. They're such a bad organization.
I mean, Mason,
yes.
You have that competitive spirit in you.
Yeah.
At some point, if some clown has 60 points against you with 10 minutes to go in the game, are you letting him get a shot off?
I'm gonna do everything in my power not to.
I mean, come on.
But understand this. Y'all talking about the Wizards, right? How
Yeah.
bad of an organization they are and everything,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
Y'all's aren't isn't worse than mine. Understand that. All right. Trust me.
But so
We've had lots of heartaches. We
You talking
draft
about
people.
Atlanta? You talking about Atlanta?
Yeah. I'm a Hawks fan.
So I
We
understand
are
your heart.
trash.
So
And y'all gave us your trash. Oh, excuse me. You gave the Wizards your trash.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
but Jeff, he's not talking about that.
But it took
He's talking
Atlanta
about-
that long to figure out he was trash.
No, so Jeff, Mason is talking about heartache Atlanta because the NBA cancels Hawk Magic City night.
Oh yeah, hey, that was crazy. First of all, when I heard it, I said, "Oh, the NBA's really gonna allow them to do that?" I mean, that just sounds like a problem. So I wasn't surprised to see them call it off, but man,
I'm like, so wrong.
if it had gone on, I just want to see what happened. I just wanted to see what happened. I mean, whoo, boy. Everyone would be like, forget about the game. We ain't here to watch the game. We here to watch the entertainment. Shoot.
Lou Williams had already booked a flight. First class flight.
I bet he did.
They're gonna have Magic City night?
Hey.
And,
you know,
and they have my name on the menu.
Luke Bobby said, "Hey, I got my VIP spot because they already know me. When I walk in, they're like, Lou, go on and sit. That's your spot." That's crazy.
Mason, imagine going to someplace so many times that your name is on the menu. They name an order after you because you go there so many times.
That'd be crazy.
That's crazy.
That'd be crazy. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, so we talked a little bit about men's college basketball, right? But I also told the fans not to forget about the women's college basketball.
Yeah.
All right. However, Jeff, since you are here, do you want to do your segment?
I don't have any charts, but I do have some stuff we can talk about when it comes to footy. Bring something up real quick because we had a couple things that were going on this past week, especially in the Champions League, where there were certain things that took place that, in my opinion, I'm just getting tired of.
All right, so Jeff, I'm gonna go ahead and go to your portion then, okay?
Okay.
All right. There we go.
All right. So this past week on Wednesday, we had some Tuesday and Wednesday, we had some Champions League. And the thing that stuck out to me the most was, first of all, I'm gonna start with Chelsea, because that's my squad. The frustration that I have with watching that team play, the frustration from the team that I grew to love when I was over in England back in 95 to 98. They were built like the Dodgers, right? They were built. We buy stars. We buy ready-made world-class stars. The Blueco, or whatever you want to call them now, they've transformed Chelsea into like a feeder club. They got a small mind mentality. They buy all these young players and hope they develop into world-class talent. And if they don't, they just sell them off to make money off of them. But they're not buying world-class players, which is what the model that Chelsea has done for the greater part of 2 decades, if not more. So no surprise to see them lose to Paris Saint-Germain. But the way they lost to them, first of all, they let in some bad goals. PSG, I mean, I don't take anything away from the talented squad, but it is 3-2 PSG. You're playing away at PSG. If you take that result and go back to Stamford Bridge, you can absolutely come away with a result there. But in the last 20 minutes of the game, they give away 2 goals that, I mean, I think 10-year-olds do better than that defense. It was comical. And they decided to make a goalkeeper change, which we've been yelling at about the goalkeeper for the past 3 years. They finally make a change, and this guy's even worse. So you end up losing. You take a game that's 3-2, and for those that don't know, Champions League, in this round, you play home and away. So if you're down 3-2, you go home, you got the home field advantage. Hey, you're in it. But then you give up 2 more goals. So they lose 5-2. Pathetic. It was interesting. So not to just stay on them for too long, but it's really poor to see when you have a team that's I would put them as more of a Yankees, a Red Sox, the Dodgers now. Instead of having world-class players, you are basically putting a team of your AAA players who have a lot of potential, maybe, and that's what you're putting on the field. That's how I'll correlate that from football to baseball. But anyway, I digress. So Arsenal tied Bayer Leverkusen. Obviously Arsenal is in the lead in the Premier League. For them to tie Bayer Leverkusen, and they really got lucky. It was a little bit surprising to me. So we'll see what happens there. But the surprise team remains Bodo Glimt. Like, this is usually one of these minnow teams that no one knows of. That I literally have only heard of this team through a game that I used to play back in the day. And they continue to defeat big squads. They beat the Italian champions Inter Milan, and in this round they beat Sporting, which is one of the powerhouses in Portugal, 3-0. So it's crazy to see what's going on there. In the other game that I haven't mentioned, we have Real Madrid versus Manchester City for I think it's the 3rd year in a row. Everyone is tired of seeing this matchup. I feel like UEFA is doing this on purpose so we see these two teams play each other. It's old. But I digress. Real Madrid beats Man City 3-0. Really one team that was in it. Madrid just a better team. But I'm tired of seeing it. I saw a crazy stat the other day. There's 2 players, Antonio Rudiger and Thibaut Courtois, the goalkeeper from Chelsea. They have played against Manchester City more since they've played for Real Madrid than they did when they played for Chelsea in the same freaking league as Manchester City. I don't even know how that happens. That's like saying Florida State has played Ohio State more than Ohio State's played Michigan. That doesn't make sense to me. But again, that's what the powers that be have made happen. And then in the other bracket, Galatasaray beat Liverpool 1-0. One of the Turkish powerhouse teams, and Liverpool just don't look like Liverpool has in the past couple of years. So we'll see what happens. Again, home and away. We'll see what happens in the follow-on leg. Newcastle tied Barcelona. To me, this was one of the better games. I watched this with my son. Newcastle, obviously Barcelona is more talented, but Newcastle physically are a more dominant team. They had speed on the wings, although I don't know why they didn't play one of the strikers up top. If they had been more clinical, they walk away with a win from this game. They ended up tying 1-1. The only reason it was a tie because they gave away PK against Barcelona on literally the last kick of the game. Then Atletico Madrid beat Tottenham Hotspur 5-2. I mean, the big thing about this is Tottenham Hotspur's keeper, Vicario, struggled. So they pulled him and they put a young keeper in against Atletico Madrid. And a young keeper made young keeper mistakes. And it was bad. I feel bad for the young man. They subbed him out, I think 16 minutes into the game. Even the keeper union was complaining about it. It's tough. You're a new keeper or a young keeper. And just for those that aren't aware, keepers, they probably don't hit their prime until their 30s plus. He's like 22. He's playing in his Champions League game against Atletico Madrid, and he made a couple mistakes. And they subbed him out early in the game, and part of it wasn't even his fault. So That's tough for him. And then finally, for my friends in Germany, Bayern Munich absolutely obliterate Atalanta 6-1. The only drawback on there is a couple injuries for Bayern Munich after the game, which they have such good squad depth, it shouldn't be a problem. But I know Jamal Musiala picked up an injury, and I know Harry Kane was nursing an injury. I feel like left back from Canada. I don't remember. Oh, Alfonso Davies came in. He's been out with a torn ACL for a period of time, and he pulled up. So some injuries that could be concerning for Bayern Munich, but outside of that, I mean, dominant. That leg is over. So they'll probably progress. But outside of that, I mean, that's pretty much the only thing that's going on for soccer.
All right. Appreciate that, Jeff, for that little update. So to talk about sports, continue talking about it. And I know it's not the season necessarily, that sport is not currently going on. However, there is a lot of stuff going on in the NFL. There are a lot of trades, free agent signings, botched trades. So, Jeff, let's let you know. There you go. All right, so guys, what's your thoughts on what's happened so far during this offseason? I mean, Max Crosby was a Raven. Now he's still a Raider. So I want to hear y'all's opinion.
So, I mean, I feel I'm surprised, and I almost feel like the Raiders were kind of being real devious with it. Because, all right, I'm gonna trade him, but while they're waiting for the physical, what's the first thing that the Raiders did? They signed the center from the Ravens, who's like a top 3 center in the league. So now you have a solid center to go with Mendoza, who they're going to pick at number 1. And then afterwards, hey, now we got a problem with this physical. Nope. Well, guess what? The Ravens' money was all caught up because of the money they were going to have to pay Crosby.
Yeah. So
they lose their center. But now they lost their center, and now they lost Crosby. So I'm kind of like, was Tom Brady doing some old New England stuff when they did that? Or, I mean, I'm just saying, you can't just put it past and be like, oh, everyone was acting in good faith. I don't know about all that. But that's crazy. But I'm surprised. I mean, the Raiders have spent all sorts of money in the offseason. So I wouldn't be surprised for them to make a play at 500 this year. I'm surprised they got rid of Geno, though, because I would have thought they wanted to bring Mendoza in slowly. Like after their bye week, give him the keys. But no, they're going to throw him in week 1. So they better tighten up that offensive line.
All right.
Geno was bad this year. He
took a step back. Absolutely.
I'm going to say he was New York Jets bad. And that takes us to what I'm about to say. Tuesday, March 20th, 2026 will go down as one of the most hilarious sports days in history. Max Crosby traded to the Ravens, got called off. Team USA Baseball lost to Italy. And Bam hit his 83 points. But no. That's not it. Geno Smith goes home again to the New York Jets. Come on. That's a lot of... If you were a betting person, because you can bet on these things. If you put money on all 4 and hit on all 4, man, you'd be a millionaire right now.
Billionaire.
Well, you had look. If you was to put money on all 4 of those, you have an insider scoop.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you going to jail. You going to jail. You talking about I had a premonition. Yeah. Hey, you had a premonition, all right. Now put your hands behind your back.
You know?
And the two that stand out the most is the reverse trade. No one saw that coming.
Right.
And Bam's 83. Nobody saw that coming.
But I got a question though. Why is it? So if I go back to the two coaches that left Jets, so what's his name? Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, right? Ben Johnson gets a promising quarterback in order to try to help build the Bears franchise. Aaron Glenn gets trash, followed by more trash. And this is what's going to bother me because they're going to be terrible again this year. He's going to get fired. Yeah. And that's going to be another one less black coach in the league. And everyone's going to say, well, he got an opportunity. He ain't do anything with it. That's not an opportunity.
Okay.
It's not.
What the Jets have right now is not an opportunity.
I'm going to say this about Caleb Williams. To me, when he was coming out, it was 50-50 whether or not he was going to be good or not.
I always thought he was going to be good. I just didn't think he was going to be great. He's always had talent. I just thought he was kind of soft emotionally. That's just
the Bears and Jets are kind of aligned when it comes to quarterbacks. You might be all right, but you just get to the Bears and the Jets, you just think about it. The Bears have never had a 4,000 yard quarterback.
But that's more weather than it is anything else.
And the Jets have bad weather too. That's what I'm saying. It's like they play in cold weather, and for whatever reason, the last 20 years, both teams can't find a quarterback.
No. Are you serious?
The Bears and the Jets have in the last 20 years have not had a decent quarterback. Now,
Jay Cutler, I'd say.
And with all his caveats, never got over 4,000 yards there either. And he had Brandon Marshall too.
Okay. How many seasons? Go ahead. I'll wait.
He was there for 3 or 4 years.
2. Brandon Marshall was there for 2. All right. And then what running back did they have?
Matt Forte.
Good Matt Forte or bad Matt Forte?
Hey,
he was good for a couple, and then he was some boo-boo.
Right. So, but look, Chicago's problem has always been the offensive line. Right. So, and granted, Jay, I'm not going to argue the fact that the Jets and the Bears aren't similar as far as stature-wise, right? But I will say Chicago did have Jay Cutler. And, I mean, if you look at the Jets, they haven't had a good one yet.
And what did Jay Cutler do? They questioned his toughness while he was there. There was something about his knee, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not coming in."
I would question his toughness too. But all I'm saying is, the Jets haven't had someone who you actually thought was going to be talented.
Matt Sanchez, yes.
First of all, it's Mark, and second of all, old butt fumble definitely. Like he ain't been good since USC. But
you cannot say Mark Sanchez.
He took him to the playoffs.
He did, but that defense did.
And he
Bart Scott and that defense did.
And he beat Brady.
Mr. Can't wait.
Yeah, he beat Brady. So, and the thing is,
hold on. Jay, stop.
What?
Tim Tebow took the Broncos to the playoffs and actually won a playoff game.
That was defense too.
Are we saying he's legendary? No. Mark Sanchez was trash.
In the words of the great Chris Hunt, you didn't let me finish.
Go ahead.
When it comes to the Bears and the Jets, just like their quarterback are aligned, their defenses have aligned. They've always been known. When you have Rex Grossman taking you to the Super Bowl, it wasn't Rex Grossman who took him there. It was that Bears defense that took him there. It was Devin Hester that you kick to him and it's trouble.
It's gonna be a problem. Yep.
And for those years, guess what? Their defense they were hitting on linebackers. They were hitting on the peanut punch. You were hearing more about your cornerback than your quarterback. And that was the problem with the Chicago Bears. Now they got lucky, and Caleb Williams I think he's overachieved than what they thought, because he was too short or his hands are too small. Just like they were talking about, whose hands were they talking about? The quarterback that played for Philadelphia, before he played for Philadelphia, played somewhere else. Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
You think he's underachieved?
No. I'm saying, sorry, he's overachieved. Basically, they underestimated what they were going to get from him. The intangibles.
Wait. He was first round pick. No. He was the first pick, wasn't he?
Yes. Yeah, he was first pick.
And you're saying he's overachieved?
So what I'm saying to you is this: they knew they had to take a quarterback.
Jake, they thought he was going to get the Bears into the playoffs season 1 because they went out and got a running back. They went out and got 3 receivers,
wide receivers,
defensive players, offensive line for him. Look, what Caleb Williams got handed as a rookie, no rookie quarterback has ever been given. It's soon to be seen what Mendoza does, because Mendoza's similarly getting the same stuff. He's getting a defense. He got a running back, right? And now they're getting him offensive line. Previously, first-round quarterbacks, you would get drafted, and the same problems from last season were still there.
Yep.
Okay, so Caleb Williams' rookie season, I thought was below average. But his second season was a huge jump.
Why do you think it was below average?
Because
from a rookie with no offensive line.
So just like Derek Carr and David Carr, he was taking a whole lot of sacks. And no matter what, when it comes to football guys, you can't take 70 sacks. You either got to get rid of the ball.
Some of that's on them. Some of that's on the offensive line though too. Especially who's the first car in Texans?
We said what?
Was it David? Was it David? It was David.
David, yeah.
David Carr. David was in Texas and Derek was in LA.
Killed his career.
Yes. So what I'm saying to you is this: Williams scrambles around a lot. So he was taking sacks. Not all of them. The line was bad. But the thing is, there was times where he could have threw the ball away, but he was still just running around looking for people, and then he would fumble and then lose games. But the thing is, if you're an offensive coordinator, you're a coach, hey, nobody there, throw it away or run.
Okay, I got a question then.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a question. I want you to apply that same logic to Josh Allen.
Well, Josh Allen was
does the exact same thing.
No. I was going to say Josh Allen was worse his first 3 seasons.
No, he was worse last season.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yes, absolutely.
He was worse last season.
But I was saying
that Texans game. Okay. The amount of times he could have thrown the ball away and would take a sack, or when they lost in the playoffs, he's taking fumbles. One person celebrated for it. You're criticizing somebody else for it. If I'm him, if I'm Caleb and I'm saying, okay, who are the best? If I'm listening to the media, the 3 best quarterbacks in the league, Patrick Mahomes holds onto the ball, runs around a lot. Josh Allen holds on the ball, runs around a lot. And
Lamar Jackson
runs around a lot. Well, guess what? I'm doing the same thing.
But those 3 guys, and here's my point. Here's my point. Chris, thank you. My point is none of them have never racked up 70 sacks in a season. And Williams basically has reached that threshold where he's taking a lot of sacks.
Jay, I will agree with you on this aspect of the progression of Caleb Williams, right? His rookie year, though, like I said, they expected the playoffs, right? However, that's one thing. Regardless of the talent that you get handed to you, right? You could have an offensive line, you could have a running back, you could have a great defense, right? The speed is different.
Yeah, but see, I expect the Bears to make the playoffs because
I didn't either.
Detroit was hot and Green Bay was hot.
And Minnesota was hot.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they're lucky to even make it out of their own division.
Right. They should have finished fourth because this is when they draft. This is Minnesota they drafted JJ McCarthy, but old boy from Seattle was the one that
Sam Darnold.
He was what they 14-3?
Yes. But what I'm saying is at the beginning, before the games were taking place, right? Sports analysis were saying Chicago should make the playoffs because of all the additions they made, right? But what they didn't take into effect, right, is that the speed of the game is that much different. Okay. So regardless of the players that you have,
Look at JJ McCarthy.
Yes. Look,
and you can see
it's natural for a rookie quarterback to struggle, and then now we're seeing him progress. Right?
And he's still trash. That's why they brought Kyle Murray in.
And Jeff.
JJ McCarthy.
No, I'm talking about Caleb.
About quarterbacks.
I'm talking about Caleb Williams.
Being that size. See, I think McCarthy around the same size as Caleb Williams?
No.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is taller than him.
Maybe a little bit.
To me, they seem similar in build. They seem similar in height. But if you would have told me, and I was just out and didn't see anything, that JJ McCarthy was playing like Caleb Williams and Caleb Williams was playing JJ McCarthy, it wouldn't be a shock to me.
JJ's 6'3".
Okay, so Caleb was like 6'1", right? 6'2"?
No, he gotta be taller than that.
No, he's 6'1". JJ's taller than him.
He's only 6'1". Interesting.
Okay, so
I thought he was taller. Good.
Okay, so
yeah, me too.
Mason, if you were to tell me that JJ's playing like Williams and Williams playing like McCarthy, it wouldn't stun me, because coming from Michigan and coming from USC, the way that they played at both colleges,
right?
It wouldn't surprise me if one was just playing and just process the NFL as well, and JJ hasn't, and Williams has this year. The second season, it was a huge leap from his first season.
Well, you got to also understand this, right? JJ didn't play his first season due to injury, right? Yeah. And Sam Darnold was the quarterback, right? And when Sam Darnold is doing great, when your backup is doing great, right? A lot of the smart decision is not necessarily to go back, especially to a rookie quarterback. If you're winning games with Sam Darnold, right, as the Minnesota Vikings, if you're winning games with him, I'm not going back to a rookie quarterback. Why? Because at the end of the game, we're still trying to win games.
Yes.
Right? I want to develop the kid and still win games. All right.
So
Minnesota's biggest mistake was not re-signing Sam Darnold.
Agreed.
Because if they would have done that, he wouldn't have been in Seattle. All right.
Well,
Minnesota would have probably had a better season.
I think they messed up. First of all, I don't know why they ever picked JJ McCarthy, because if you saw at Michigan, when Harbaugh doesn't believe in you, when you go a whole second half and don't throw the ball one time, you can't tell me you have faith in your quarterback.
And not only that, you are not an elite quarterback.
Nope.
That's going to be a pro level quarterback if your coach takes the ball out of your hand.
Right. And that tells me, and he's an NFL coach, right? He's an NFL coach. He knew I got to take the ball out of this guy's hand so I win this game, right? Cool.
Yep.
So that told me everything I needed to know. But okay, people's drafted him. That's why when he had the injury in his knee, when they said he's out for the season, hold on, I've had knee injuries. How are you gone for the season with that injury? Like he should have only been gone for a month. I think Minnesota had already seen enough. I think Minnesota was like, yeah, he's not ready to play. We're just going to play Sam and just run him through the rest of the year. JJ can sit there and try to absorb because he's not NFL ready. And I think this year proved that.
And in most cases, Teams want their quarterback to sit so they can learn. And that extra time of sitting should have given him the ability to process better, make better decisions. He made terrible decisions about throwing the ball late, about not taking a sack, or just the intangibles of playing the game of football where you don't want to hurt your team. Don't hurt your team.
Hey, but this brings me back full circle. Then if you're the Raiders, why do you get rid of your quarterback when you know you're going to take Mendoza? Why would you just throw him out there week 1?
Because you probably have your eyes on a second quarterback that you know that you're probably going to run with in free agency. They probably know they want somebody else.
I'd like to know who it is, then.
I mean, it was only $19 million to keep.
Well, if Arizona, think about this. If Arizona is going to draft a quarterback, are they going to draft a quarterback? I heard are they drafting a quarterback or bringing in a quarterback?
No. They're going with Brissett.
No, they brought in somebody else. Did they sign?
Because I don't think they'll. I'm not picking a quarterback in this draft. Mendoza's the only one. So
they said Arizona picked up a quarterback. I don't know what quarterback they picked up.
I'll tell you. Let's see. Jacoby Brissett. I don't even know these players. Jacoby Brissett. They got Gardner Minshew.
There he is. So they got Gardner Minshew for a reason.
Okay.
So I think they're going to Minshew.
He's not going to be ready to play.
No,
he tore his ACL the week right after. Because he was at KC.
Right after Mahomes did.
Right after Mahomes tore his ACL, he tore his ACL the very next week. He's not going to be ready to play.
That was in November, right?
He's not going to be ready to play.
Gardner Minshew is a little bit older. All right, he's going to be great mentorship, but he doesn't. Brissett doesn't really need that mentorship. Brissett's taking it.
Brissett will play.
Brissett will go to like the Raiders, and he has that Tom Brady connection.
Brissett's not a free agent, I don't think.
No,
he should be. Guys like Brissett are always free agents.
No, they're not.
They don't sign multi-year deals. He's a backup. So I'm pretty sure they probably signed him for a year, either 2.
I'll say he's a journeyman. I'm not going to call him a backup because he shows he can play in spots.
That's what backups do.
Yeah.
They play in spots, and then they go call the clipboard. Because you need to throw him a touchdown, I'm going to come and throw a touchdown for you.
He's not a free agent.
Do what you need me to do. He's a top tier backup. That if your quarterback goes down for 3 or 4 weeks, you good.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Walker going to Kansas City?
I think it's a smart move by Kansas City.
Who's going to end up being a quarterback? I mean, will Mahomes be ready by the time season starts?
I mean, that's gonna be a debate, right? I mean, because his injury.
The only reason why I think Walker went to Kansas City, and this is going to be telling on draft day, is because I think Kansas City picks, they're top 10, right? They're like 7th or 8th.
I think so.
That means they know that Jordan Love's not going to.
What?
I mean, Jeremiah.
Jordan Love from the Green Bay Packers. He's going to.
Yeah, Jeremiah. Sorry.
Yeah, Jeremiah.
I was like, what is
Jeremiah?
What are we talking about?
That means they know that Jeremiah, he's not going to be there.
Green Bay Packers drafting who? Like, no, they're good. No, so it is going to be a challenge. No, so Kansas City's got 9th pick.
Yeah,
but
that means they know Jeremiah Love's not going to be there. So that was the best option for them to get a running game.
Yes.
Because otherwise, why don't you just sit there and you stay at Jeremiah Love? You're going to get him for probably a contract less than what you just signed Kenneth Walker for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you have him for 5 years.
I see him going to the Jets.
Well, they
I
kept
see him
No,
going to
they
the
said they
Jets.
kept Bryce Hall.
they kept Bryce. Yeah, they kept
Yeah.
Hall.
It doesn't matter. Aaron Glenn might be like, hey, I need 2 running backs. Because they just went and got Geno, right?
Who's the best
So-
receiver? I think the Jets getting the best receiver in the draft, or either another lineman, the best offensive lineman.
Look,
That's a
they better
possibility.
take BPA, best player available, because they got holes without their whole squad. That's
Which would
plain
be
and
Love.
simple. BPA.
It would be
that's-
Love.
I'm just
the Jets
saying.
have second pick.
BPA, whoever they have rated, that's who they should pick. It doesn't matter what position. They got, oh my goodness.
Okay, hey guys, you're Joe Burrow, and you hear Max Crosby's coming to your town,
I quit.
But-
I asked for a trade right now.
but you know what? You said, hold on, let me put on my scrubs, and I'm gonna give Max Crosby his physical. I'm gonna cancel that shit. There you go.
Yeah.
But-
So now I just got to go against the player, my ex teammate.
There you go.
Bruh.
How are you feeling right now? You're Joe Burrow, and you gotta face these guys six times a year.
I need to get out of the division.
You know what? Yeah, exactly. One, I need to get out of division. 2, you know, at my age, sometimes when things are about to go bad, my body tells me. Like, before I get ready to work out, if I'm about to do legs, my legs start hurting before I start to work out because I'm thinking about it. I think that his body's sitting here like, oh man, my shoulder's starting to hurt. I got TJ Watt, I got Myles Garrett, and now I got Hendrickson. And hey, man, my arm hurts.
Look,
My
not just
shoulder
arm.
hurts.
Hey, Jeff, ribs.
Yeah, everything, right? So, hey,
Wow.
coach, something hurts. What hurts? Everything.
I need a full body MRI every week.
Every week.
That's crazy.
And look, they still ain't got a left tackle.
No.
No, they do not.
So I feel bad. I honestly, and I like Burrow. I like some of his swag from LSU and how he came in the league. Like, I kind of messed with that a little bit. I didn't like listening to him talk this past year though, because he was sitting there saying, "Hey, I need you to sign our number 2 receiver, and I need you to sign a defensive end," and they did exactly what he said. But guess what? You can't pay everybody. There's a limited amount of money. And now you're complaining because you don't have an offensive line. You don't have my guy. You the one that wanted me to sign these people, and now you complain about what we don't have. We listen to you.
Yeah.
You can't come back and get mad. They did exactly what he asked them to do.
Yep.
Year one, he got knocked around, knocked silly,
Mhm.
and the front office came to him and said, "We can get a great left tackle, or we can bring your boy in from LSU."
LSU,
Marshall.
yep.
And he said, "Bring me Chase. You know what? You can get somebody on free agency though."
Wait, But that was the right pick though. Because Chase is that dude, though. Like,
It
I
wasn't
can't
a bad
even be
one.
mad at him about that. That dude, he is that dude. So he was right
No,
on that one.
I would say
Okay.
if Jamar Chase got to the NFL and flatline, you would be like, no, that was a bad pick, right? But he's not flatline. He is
Okay.
one of the top tier receivers, right? I got one for you guys. Tua.
Uh-huh.
Miami's
What-
paying him.
What about that girl? You said the two.
I know, right?
What you say?
Miami is paying him so much money. He is signed for league minimum to play for the Falcons.
Yep.
Okay.
I think
Look,
it's a great move by Atlanta, right? Because they have nothing to lose, paying him by league minimum, right?
Yep.
And they could rest Penix a little bit longer, right? And Penix may be able to learn behind Tua because they are both left-handed quarterbacks.
I think that's the big reason why they got Tua. It would give Michael Penix time to recover,
Mm-hmm.
but it would also not change the structure of the offense because it's going left to right, left-handed quarterback. It stays consistent.
Yes.
Even
when you have a
though
left-handed quarterback to right, you got to change
correct,
things.
you have to change it. So for me, but I will also say this: their coach should never be. He should never have a job right now. Like I can't believe I don't know how you signed him. You should be mad. If I'm you, I'm mad.
Okay,
What
Mason, I understand where you're coming from, and you think this could be very exciting. But there was a very interesting meme going around as soon as Tua was signed with the Atlanta Falcons.
Right.
You remember Forrest Gump? And they gave the ice cream. How you doing, Lieutenant Dan?
Yeah.
they had Tua, and they had
Stop.
laying in the bed next to each other. Them dudes are hurt.
Stop. Oh my goodness.
But see, Atlanta's got a better offensive line than what Miami did.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, the grass is a lot softer than turf.
Yeah, that turf is unforgiving.
Oh yeah.
So when he hits the ground and he starts throwing up gang signs with his fingers again, you're gonna know what it is. I'm telling you, every time he hits the ground, he starts throwing up. I'm like, oh, he's throwing up gang signs. Y'all better come cart him off because he's sleeping.
That's pretty. He could throw a nice ball and everything, but it's just it's very. It makes you worried, not just as a fan, but as a human being. It's like, man, he's already taken enough punishment, and you don't want to see anybody get head injuries like that.
So
right.
I'm gonna pose that to you, Jay. You've had multiple concussions. You know in the back of your head that probably I'm gonna have CTE. Are you walking away from $55 million?
So it's interesting you would ask this. How many boxers go back to the ring knowing they shouldn't?
Oh,
all of them.
And guess what? If you ask me for $55 million, if you're gonna give me $55 million, I might not be able to spend it, but I got children.
That's right. Generational wealth.
So you know what? I have to take it for my family. Somebody's got
to. But see, Tua was going to get paid regardless, right? Because Miami's paying his salary of the $55 million. He's getting league minimum,
right? But he's got to play.
You got to play. You can't.
Right. He was talking about whether or not why he was referencing why he's even still playing.
Oh yeah,
because of all the head injury.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, from family consideration, even though it may shorten my life and I may have all sorts of difficulties afterwards, for $55 million, yo, hey, I'm under center. Or I'm in the ring. Hey, here comes Mike Tyson. Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So my team. Okay. We let Brandon Ayuk go and sign Mike Evans. Is Mike Evans too old and have bad hamstrings? Is it going to be a hinder or is it going to be more of a help to the 49ers this season?
It's going to be a help.
I agree.
Mike Evans is one of the top receivers. And when I say top receivers, he's in the currently active, right? Yes. You got to put him in the top 3.
But can he stay healthy?
Okay, last season was a real injury.
No. The last 3 seasons, he's had hamstring issues.
Oh,
go take a look. His hamstrings, bad hamstrings.
Okay, he's come out of games and gotten it worked on, and then come back in.
It's the Julio Jones effect.
Yeah, but here's the thing: he's different than Julio. Because Julio could run. Mike ain't been able to run for years. He gonna get you on the post. He gonna big body you, and he gonna get you on that jump ball, and he gonna get 1,000 yards. That's what it is. He stopped being able to run a long time ago. He's already adjusted.
He stopped being able to run like his sophomore season in the NFL.
Yeah, like he stopped running a long time ago.
He started putting up to 1,000 yards a long time ago too, right? 11 years consecutive.
Keeps hitting it. So
yes. So the Buccaneers lost them. How do they recover from that? Do they just mine a draft, or are they confident enough with the young receivers that they have with McMillan and Buka?
I'm gonna say they probably need to pick up another one. And I don't know if I want to pick one in the draft, but maybe there's a free agent with a little bit more years of experience. But I think he was more of a security blanket. But they can add pieces to make them a better team. I just don't know if it's the wide receiver position that they really need to address. They need a little offensive line help. They definitely need some defensive help. And they need Baker to be more consistent. No, when
They lost
Baker's
Rashad
hot.
White. They lost Rashad White as well.
Yep. But that's what I'm saying. But there are pieces, whether through the draft or free agency, that you can get to backfill those players. So I don't think losing him is team's just done.
No.
But they're gonna have to build.
I think, Jeff, what do you think about Stephon Diggs possibly going down there?
Like I mean, if I'm not division, I don't want him to end up there because I can see him and Baker. Like they both got that attitude about them. That could be a problem. That could be a problem. You have Baker out there doing the Dougie and everything all over again.
Jay, you mentioned about Rashad White, right? Well, one reason Tampa wasn't too concerned about Rashad White is because when Rashad White went down, Sean Tucker stepped up.
Yeah.
So if my backups are still under contract and they're stepping up and you're wanting 30 mil, I'm sorry. Your career in the NFL as a running back anyway isn't that long. So I'm not going to pay you 30 mil when I got these guys under contract and they can just play. And they showed me that they can play.
Yep.
Now, if they were trash, we're talking different.
Right.
Everybody's worried. Whenever the top free agent like Tyreek Hill and some other guys get released, Kansas City. Oh, you always hear Kansas City.
Hold on.
Stephon Diggs, Kansas City.
Yo.
Is that a possibility?
I don't think Stephon Diggs, I don't think him in Kansas City. But if they find out that Tyreek is going to recover from that knee injury, think that they won't go get him. Think that he won't want to go there.
Tyreek's got to show that he's recovered, though.
Yeah. Like right now, nobody's touching him. And I
Tyreek,
get it.
Tyreek to Tampa? Or are you talking about Tyreek to Tampa?
I'm talking about Tyreek to KC.
Okay.
We're talking about Tyreek to anybody.
Yeah, well, true.
He's got to show that he's healthy. So
and he's someone who already has CTE as well.
All right, DJ Moore. What about DJ Moore?
I mean, who does Chicago have at wide receiver now? I mean, they got the guy from Washington, right? He was wide receiver there when Michael Penix was there.
Okay. I don't know. But what I do know is DJ Moore enough for
well, hold on.
Buffalo fans?
Before we get to Buffalo, look, they got Roman Dunze, right?
Yes.
So that's the dude from Washington they had that I think is good. Devin Duvernay, he's good as well. And Khalif Raymond, if I'm Chicago, I may be tiptoeing in the draft. But yeah, Roman Dunze, to me, I think that's why they did that, because they feel like Rome can be the one.
Well, not because of him, because the other guy stepped up. I forgot his name. It's like he's a junior. I forgot his something junior. He was super fast. But he stepped up. He actually played better than Rome did the last 2 months of the season.
Yeah, but Rome was out. He was out hurt. But I think they've built that for Rome to be the one.
Okay.
Now, in terms of Buffalo, I think DJ Moore is a good piece. Again, you can't pay everybody big money. And they've built that. They got 3 tight ends that they've spent, I think, first or second round picks on. They got some, I don't want to call them overpaid, but they got a lot of players on defense, and they got a quarterback that takes up a big contract, right?
Yep.
Josh Allen, if you were that dude, be that dude.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Everyone expects Lamar to do it.
We'll see. We'll see. Mason, you want to take us out?
Yep. I'm going to take us out, guys. Hey, thank you for watching the show today. We want to thank our guest, Mike Wise, once again. And we're glad Jeff could make it into the show for the second half. It definitely helped myself and Jay a little bit, right? All right.
Yes.
Remember, if you're a veteran and you have your own business and you want for us to advertise, by all means, please let us know. Send us your stuff. We'll advertise your business during the commercials and everything. If you also haven't noticed, we're running our own commercial throughout the week. So please take a look at that. And if you can, share it with your friends and like us and comment on Facebook and YouTube and everything else. Until next week, here at the Long Distance Playbook. Have a good weekend.